hit the live button, and boom, there we go, right there. We live now. Okay, let me stop. I'm doing too much sometimes. I just can't help it. I be having fun doing this. I'm sorry. Yeah, YouTube. What's good, YouTube? Yo, all right, I am doing way too much. All right, today is a good Monday so far. All right, it is a nice breeze outside. There's no rain that we're supposed to be getting. Hopefully, I can go outside and spin soon. I do have work. Okay, so whatever videos we're going to be reacting to for today, one of them got to get uploaded. That's mandatory. All right, so I'm going to try and do what I can. I got 2 videos. I do want to watch the Trap Lord Ross video because he's talking about Toronto gangs. But we might have to keep that one for tomorrow because that's a 30-minute video. And me personally, I don't know if I want to do that, bro. Like high key, it's a dangerous video. But at the same time, it's necessary to give the whole world a better understanding of what's going on here. Of course, a lot of it might not be true. Trap Lord Ross is not from here. I'm not going to say anything when watching the video, but please understand, if you see me point, that might be true. I'm just saying. All right. So what's popping? We are live on Twitch and YouTube. I was on Twitch earlier because I wanted to listen to some music. So now that we got that out the way, we can start with some reactions. So I feel like today's going to be a good day. You know, it might be a slow Monday, but hey, bro, we're gonna do what we do best, all right? We're gonna get these videos out. Real quick, because I might as well say this now. So some of y'all have noticed that I started reacting to some music. Specifically, I've been reacting to X-pop. Not K-pop, not J-pop. It's X-pop. X-pop because we are reacting to XG. Now, shout out to everybody that subscribed. I greatly appreciate that for sure. Sup, bro? But I want to go ahead. I'm probably gonna, like, every live that I do this, I'm probably gonna do this over and over. Of course not, Josh. I'm probably gonna say this over and over. I want to make it clear because I want to kind of separate the two communities, because XG fandom, they're not going to understand what's going on the hip-hop side. If they do, that's wonderful, and y'all can be a part of the conversation. But I'm not here to force y'all to be on the live and watching with us, and meanwhile y'all sitting there and you're like, yo, when are you going to react to the music? See, what I'm thinking is that I might have to have another members, like, tier or option where it's like I can do members only lives, but if you're a member to the channel, then you can join the live and then we can react to, like, whatever XG content. I think that's the best way we can separate the two communities. You know, Flex Mob, we gonna do what we do. Shadow Mob, y'all already know. But for the people that are subscribing off of the XG content, I feel like we might have to group them over here. I'm not trying to segregate y'all, but I don't want y'all mixed together, because I feel like it might be a clashing of, like, just different ideologies, and I ain't got no time for that. So I want to see what I can do to kind of separate the two, and then still give content to both sides and give live streams to both sides, so I can make everything, like, good in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's good. The XG shit is good. I ain't gonna lie to you. We got Connor on YouTube. What's popping? Man, say he's gonna find her emote and spam it. Good luck. But that's probably gonna be my plan when it comes to just, like, continuing the journey with, like, XG's music, because I know everyone's telling me what songs to react to, what dance videos to watch, what R&B songs, what live performances to watch, and I feel like a lot of that could be done on a members only live, where you guys can come in, pull up, and then enjoy what we do, like. And let's get to this music. I'm well aware, bro. I am well aware. Don't worry. I seen you in Slay Queens live, so I am well aware. All right. All right. So it's 4:05 right now. We might as well get into the first video. Shout out J Tom. I see you in the chats. because you just put this video out yourself because you did a reaction to this. All right, so I might as well give my 2 cents to this situation as well. And then there's another Chick Smooth video that we can get to. Like I said, this video, oh my God, it's 40 minutes long. Oh yeah, that's definitely not happening today. But this video right here, the dark truth about OVO. It's really a gang. There's no question mark, mind you. So I don't know. All I'm saying is OVO charged with multiple unwanted huggings and I'm dead. And Drake the type of dude, the typical bro, come on. Anyway, but this is something I might handle tomorrow. 40-minute video. Depending on what videos we get tomorrow, I'm definitely going to check this out because from the things that I know already, and I'm not going to say the things I know, mind you, but from the things I know already, we might have to share with the world. You know what I'm saying? So we'll check that one out tomorrow. But today we got Yo EQ. We got Yo EQ. And we got this Charlamagne the God video. With the Charlamagne and Akademiks beef. So, hey, we can get into it. You just put your fiance onto XG. That's fire, bro. That's actually so fire, bro. Like, real talk. All right. Let me go ahead and hit this record button because we got a job to do, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Something's going on. Something's not right. Because I shared the news earlier. See, this situation is actually interesting because I shared this news earlier because this was some breaking news in the music world that Drake has surpassed 100 million monthly listeners. Right? That's great. Get your money, get your bread, you know? That's people listening to your tracks and that's wonderful. But then you lose 1 million listeners. Mind you, 1 million monthly listeners. Now I'm looking at it, that's a little suspicious because usually, forget streams, when it comes to monthly listeners, that doesn't go down quick. Like, you can see it for any act that has had a viral moment or a major moment on stage, and live performances feed into the streams, or the streams will feed into the live performances, however you want to put it. But live performances, when that happens, there's a big surge, there's a big influx, a high percentage, and I'm not talking 100%. I'm talking like, it could be like 800, 900%. It could be up to 1,000% influx of people running to Spotify to listen to the songs that they heard at the live performance. And if you have an album attached to that live performance, that's going to surge your streams on Spotify for that project specifically. And that could be used for other business inquiries, which is exactly what Kendrick Lamar did with GNX, what he did with the Super Bowl, and that leading into his stadium tour, right? Monthly listeners don't go down fast. That takes a while to go down. History has showed this. So for anybody out there that says no, that's not true, you need to look at you got to look at every major live performance moment, usually coming from the Super Bowl, because that's one of the biggest ones. Now we got what's it called? We have FIFA. I haven't heard anything about FIFA and how much people are streaming the music, but FIFA, that's also another one that could be a factor as well. But the Super Bowl is the undeniable one. That's the undeniable fact. People tune in for the Super Bowl halftime show for a reason, because that's the upper echelon of performances. So where's your performance for your project is my question. That's my wonderful question to you. Where's your performance for your project? How is it that you're amassing this, but at the same time, your individual songs are falling off the Billboard charts? They keep falling and falling. Your album is still number one. That's cool, because nobody's dropping. You found a time period where you can drop. And as far as I see it, there's not been a soul that has put out a project that can compete with Iceman yet. Let's make that clear. But the whole situation is suspicious because these numbers are tied to something. Real world events reflect back on streams. So what happened that pushed you past 100, and then what happened when you fell off is my question. So let's not waste no more time. Let's go ahead and dive in with this video, all right? Now, y'all know how we do this around here. So let's go ahead and make it happen. Let's go. Yo, you, right here in the small box, right here in the small box. Welcome back to Flex Mob Reactions, only on the Flex Mob Network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to the channel. Drake loses 1 million listeners, and crazy fan says Kendrick Lamar can't be in the GOAT discussion. Why not? Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Hey, don't forget to hit that hype button, bro. Trust me. It's worth it, and I greatly appreciate it if you do. Real talk. Let's go ahead and get started.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy Q. And up next, we have Drake losing 1 million listeners in a day on his monthly listeners, plus a quote-unquote fan claiming that Kendrick Lamar can't be in the GOAT discussion because he's only dropped 6 albums in 15 years. And before I start, definitely go fucking Knicks, man. I'm so excited. It has been a very long time coming. And yeah, that's probably the reason why I didn't drop yesterday, because my voice was gone. And what a fantastic day for the underdog. But this over here is such a dumb take. Biggie dropped 2 albums and Pac dropped 5 while he was still alive. Obviously, there's a bunch of posthumous albums after his death, but both of those artists are in many people's GOAT conversations. So let me know in the comments if you guys think they, along with Kendrick Lamar, deserve to be disqualified from the GOAT conversation. And I absolutely don't think that's really the case at all. So I'm really interested in hearing how that guy spins that narrative.
Their glorious king is absolutely crazy.
But Kendrick Lamar is one of the most decorated artists of all time. But hey, some people want to eat McChickens all day. As far as Drake losing 1 million listeners in a day, I pretty much expected this. And yeah, there's a simple explanation. He dropped his album. So of course his monthly listeners was going to drop once that cycle actually turned over, since the calendar keeps revolving.
Nah. Because even for Drake, he can maintain numbers somewhat. So at that point, this is where I start asking questions. Notice I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I'm sitting here and I'm asking the questions that should be answered. What happened? What's going on? Is this tied to Muhammad and the Cyber Ghost program that be pushing or be producing streams for Aubrey's 3 albums? Because yes, don't forget, he dropped 3 albums, right? So it would make sense if the hype is still there, but the hype is not there. I'm confused as I walk through this because when I'm sitting here and I'm analyzing, looking at the project, things I'm not understanding is starting to pop in my head. So I'm like, okay, cool. We know what happens in situations like this. Shout out to 7 Jeski for your subscription. I appreciate you. Thank you. But we've seen this happen before, not in the sense of the 1 million streams disappearing, but in the sense of this is what leads to things like this, regardless if it's good or bad. So now I'm looking at it just like, what's going on? Let's keep going.
Something that Drake stans definitely did not want to admit to when it came to Kendrick Lamar. But these numbers are going to continue to drop to some extent. And also let me know if you guys think that any botting that may have been alleged could have led to this, including a very direct accusation from one of his alleged botters who basically admitted that, yeah, Drake is one of my biggest clients, if not his biggest one. So again, let me know if you guys think that could have all played a factor. But like I said, we can expect for the monthly listeners to drop at least a bit more the further we get away from the release of the projects. And while this is honestly normal for it to actually happen, Drake stans immediately jumped out the window to bring Kendrick Lamar into the conversation. So enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into these videos and posts where we have Drake losing 1 million listeners in a day on his monthly listeners, plus a quote-unquote fan claiming Kendrick Lamar can't be in the GOAT discussion because he's only dropped 6 albums in 15 years. And a statement like that definitely makes me question whether somebody's a hip-hop fan or a Drake fan, because a lot of these Drake fans or Drake stans aren't really necessarily fans of the genre, they're just fans of Drake. And just to pose another question to you guys, do you guys think that out of those 6 albums, are there any misses in there, or are they all great or classic in your eyes? All right, but here we have the post. Drake becomes the first artist in Spotify's history to reach 100 million monthly listeners. and not increase in listeners the next day. Yeah, and the only person to get to like 110 million in rap anyway is obviously Kendrick Lamar. He lost over 1 million listeners yesterday. All right, guys,
Wait,
let's
read that
actually
headline again, brother. Drake becomes the first artist in Spotify history to reach 100 million monthly listeners and not increase in listeners the next day. Wait, what? Reach 100 million monthly listeners and not increase in listeners the next day. He lost over 1 million listeners yesterday. That's crazy, bruh.
Kendrick Lamar. He lost over 1 million listeners yesterday. All right, guys, let's actually look at some of these comments. But again, this is obviously due to many factors. One being that, yeah, the fact that he dropped his album a month ago pretty much guaranteed that he was going to have a loss of monthly listeners, because why? A lot of the people that listened to the project the first time around weren't necessarily Drake stans. Yeah, you had a lot of casuals just giving it a shot because it was plastered literally everywhere. But you also had a lot of people analyzing to see if he was dissing anybody. And spoiler alert, he was obviously dissing a lot of people. Kendrick Lamar being the person that probably got dissed the most on there.
I believe there's more into that, if I'm going to be honest. Me personally, I feel like there are other factors that would apply to this, not just by people losing interest. Because yeah, I agree with the people losing interest, and you see it in videos, you see it at clubs, reels, TikToks, whatever, include shorts too. People are not feeling the music, but is it to that level where 1 million listeners just disappear? Look how much it has amassed over time, right? So I feel like there's another factor that should be included. I just can't put my hand on it yet. I don't know if it's about Muhammad and Cyber Ghost. But after watching that video, that 7-minute video by Hip Hop Clips 36, it opens my eyes a little bit, you know? Because when you're buffing the streams, that would help with the monthly listeners. And if they're non-detected streams, then they should stay. But like I said in that video, that dude got ripped off. Maybe that's why he leaked it. So what if it's some of that in there too? I don't know, but who knows, man?
So this was not unexpected or surprising at all. But let's actually look at what the people are saying about all this. All right, we have Certified Boogeyman. Big shout out to him. Damn Crow. All right, let's see.
The Aubrey album, White Man? For real? Damn, Champagne Poppy, they say them songs that you just streamed off your new project, White Man. Say that shit ain't dope. The comments crazy.
Well, and it wasn't even from like the quote unquote Kendrick Lamar fans or the Drake haters. A lot of people did genuinely feel underwhelmed. I do a lot of videos, guys, and the amount of people saying that, hey, I'm a Drake fan, but this isn't really what I was expecting, or them complaining about how much stuff there was to process. Yeah, obviously they felt underwhelmed, and that's probably why a lot of people didn't go back to the project. Honestly,
that's another good point too, because one thing I said in one of my other videos is that when you fill up an album with nothing but bars dissing people, your core fan base is confused because they can't relate to you dissing other people. Is that why you put out the other two albums? But the problem is the other two albums didn't fly. They might play some songs around here in Toronto, but they're not flying. That's the issue. You put out way too much music at once and still heard nothing about you, whether if you're in or out of a deal. Just saying. But the fact that people can't relate to you and you're the person with the relatable bars. So that might be the missing factor. I don't know.
This loss of monthly listeners could also be due to that. Maybe a lot of people didn't want to come back and revisit it. All right, this is like when they said the song was the most streamed of the day, then the song disappeared into oblivion, never heard of again. Obviously, and big shout out to Whipping Feet, always something fishy, allegedly. As far as this anyway, and big shout out to Hip Hop Clips as well. Yeah, it was pretty much expected. But that doesn't mean that there couldn't have been other shenanigans that led to those big streams first day. Again, if there's a lot of botting on there and you stop that, obviously that's another reason you're going to get an even bigger loss of monthly listeners. Drake loses over 1 million listeners overnight and folks ain't got questions. Oh, best believe. People definitely have questions, guys. And this person over here is like one of the high priestesses of the OVHOites. The word we can't say on YouTube, but they love to say those words. All right, your post would have been a banger in 2024. LOL. It's crazy how you can just point out the facts and these people will find a reason to act as if this is like some type of misinformation. No, you cannot really refute these facts. It is what it is. And there's pretty much a simple explanation, which I gave. But like I always say, guys, you can't use reasoning and logic with somebody that didn't use reasoning and logic to get to their perspective. You're battling a brick wall. Right? All bad and still no word from Sophie. And yeah, for Drake making fun of somebody else's baby moms, and you can't even say that because at this point, they're basically married at that point. But saying that Rihanna isn't even tweeting out the album when obviously your baby moms ain't doing it either. And also given the fact that she's getting married on Father's Day.
Oh, shit. Oh, I just took it in. Oh my God, I just took it in. Yo, you need to keep your feelings to yourself. You're the raw representation of a man that can't control his feelings. Bro, and look at your constituents. They're following suit. They don't know how to control their feelings. That's low vibrational energy. Yo, you can't talk knowing that your house is not in order. You got to get your house in order. Is this why you acting up? Is this why you trying to bully back? Because you cannot find or cannot figure out how to get your house in order? Bruh, that's crazy.
And people are definitely going to have their narratives about that. Let me know if you guys have any surrounding that. All right, so to the next one. This is normal. This is how numbers occur organically. I know y'all aren't used to that. And coming from, it's crazy that this fan base will call everyone else bots and then go on to themselves do all these shenanigans, which are basically botting.
What's good, Slay?
You're artificially inflating this album by putting this like sleep.
Yo, shout out Slay Queen, bro. We got to say this. Shout out Slay Queen, man. I did not know it was that serious. Okay? Okay, Slay? I just got to tell you, I didn't know it was that serious. You know, I stepped into like the whole XG realm with open eyes. But my God, what happened with the first video? Like, what happened? What the fuck? I wake up. I go check the comments. I'm still scrolling. I'm just like, what is happening? Holy. But yeah, shout out to Slay Queen. Shout out to Big Sis. Shout out Big Sis, cause girl, you might have found something. You might have found the right one. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might have found the right one because I was not prepared. And then I see people in the comments like, oh, yo, Slay Queen brought me here. I'm just like, rotted. Like, I was like, that's crazy. That is crazy. Nah, Slay Queen is killing it for real, bro. What? She killing it, bro. That's wild. What these what do you call them? The alphas? The alphas? That's crazy to me. God damn, bro. I was not prepared, bro. I was not prepared. Oh my God. I gotta record like more reactions to like XG. Cause that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But let's keep going with this video. Let's focus back in on this.
Playlist together and playing it while you sleep, then that really isn't organic at all. That's as manufactured as it comes. All right, that's normal. Very few artists even reach 100 million monthly listeners, so Drake should be proud of the accomplishment regardless. And I absolutely agree there. All right, Drake lost over 1 million listeners, and I gained 36. Dude, you are hilarious. Better than losing 30 million listeners. And this person doesn't understand that obviously when you do something like the Super Bowl, Usher had the same effect. Every artist that does the Super Bowl is going to get that massive surge, and just people that don't even listen to that genre, they don't listen to that artist, but they like what they hear, and they're going to check out the rest of the catalog out of curiosity. Like, hey, dude, I like what I heard. Let me see what else is here. Alrighty. In Akademiks TV, you show again how dumb you are, because this is just another example of you not getting your facts right. All right, so right here, these are in the billions. No one is getting 1 billion monthly listeners. So yeah, for you to say that the guy is losing close to 1 billion monthly listeners, you are absolutely redacted. right? Losing 1 million is normal fluctuations. Let us know if he suddenly loses 30 million to 40 million like Kendrick did last year. Again, obviously the Super Bowl boost is going to have a major, and the fact that Kendrick Lamar hasn't dropped any new music in like 2 years is also another reason. And he's still up at what, like 80 million monthly listeners is amazing. And the guy is doing it with half the catalog as Drake. So I would definitely say that's quite the accomplishment. Right, his fans that were replaying the album in the background 24/7 to boost his numbers saw he got to 100 million and then gave up. And the amount of Drake stands and Drake fans that are literally complaining about just being tired of streaming the project is definitely something to point to too. All right, bro really clocked in to report a 1% dip. That could have been from GP stream casuals who ain't hardcore playlist spins that fade with time. Fans take a breather like dude dropped 3 albums. And to you fam, if it really isn't a big deal, then it probably wouldn't warrant a response. Guess what? This is news, and we're going to cover the news whether you like it or not. And honestly, whether it's really big news or just like little shit like this. Obviously, to me, this was absolutely expected. But yeah, we're just reporting on the news. All right, let's get into the last one before we jump into the other clip. This is clear proof that he uses bots. Someday we'll know how this industry plant used bots to inflate numbers and billboards. There's nothing hidden under the sun. And guys, I did do a video where I covered literally just that. Now you don't even need to have this huge room or this huge warehouse of like devices constantly playing the streams because there's software now, which can now clone any location. So now these streams aren't all looking like they're coming from like India or Pakistan or some like little town in Wyoming, guys, which definitely was really, really suspect. But if you think that Spotify isn't trying to find a way to curb this, I mean, Spotify is trying to stop the sleep playlisting and stuff like that so they don't have to count it because at the end of the day, they are a business. These streaming companies, if they could, they wouldn't want to pay anybody. But at the end of the day, obviously you have to if you want to have that IP on there because who's going to upload if they're not getting paid? So with that being the case, do you actually think that they're going to want to pay for these botted streams, for these sleep playlisted streams and stuff like that? Obviously not. Right? Nobody listens to Drake, but somehow he's always on top of the charts. And this is a narrative.
I disagree with that part, but I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking like, what am I missing? We have the details that we've learned in the past couple videos. So I'm still trying to sit here and figure out what am I missing in this situation? Because there's a fact, there's an underlying fact here that should be included into this conversation. I just can't figure it out for the life of me. He did, honestly, everything EQ was talking about in this video, I've talked about before I started the video. All right, I talk about the software. I'm talking about the performances and how live performances can affect your streams. I've talked about everything that he's mentioned so far at the beginning of this video. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out what extra fact am I missing that can be applied here to get the overall answer, because there's little different answers as of right now. It's like there's little tiny answers, but we're looking for the undeniable answer to this fact. And I can't figure it out for the life of me for some reason.
That is so tired. No one ever said that the guy was just going to disappear. Only a crazed stan would believe that. Do you feel like anyone with some actual common sense would have just seen that, yeah, obviously his reputation is going to take a hit? Just where Kendrick, Drake fans would be saying he botted it. And yeah, they absolutely would. Anytime Kendrick Lamar does anything, they say he's botting it. Guy goes to Disneyland and they say it's AI. All right, here's that clip I was telling you about. Caption hip hop fans. And like I said earlier, at this point, I would really question that because how could you say that and then have a take like this? All right, but he says that Kendrick Lamar dropping only 6 albums in 15 years disqualifies him from any Go Talk conversation when other artists in his lyrical lane have dropped more and better albums. All right, man. Let's jump into this clip, guys.
I don't think most people would have thought that Kendrick would have took such a break after he had dropped all those albums. He had 3 albums from 2012 to 2018, and then you go on another 8-year run, he only put out another 2 albums. It's like, I don't.
And to me, those are pretty much all classic. Those projects not only had critical acclaim, but they were huge commercial successes. I mean, you still have Good Kid, Mad City charting still to this day.
I don't think most people thought that's where he was going with his career. And then the fact that after Damn, he didn't drop, if he would have dropped 2 more masterpieces, I think there's nothing I could say. That's where I think it shouldn't have been a conversation. I'm not asking Kendrick to drop 15 albums, even though most are top.
I mean, you basically are.
Artists of all time or rappers of all time has. That was like the range that they were at, around 15 albums, including mixtapes. It was plus 20 for a lot of those guys.
You don't need it.
So Far Gone, Certified Lover Boy, Honestly Nevermind, For All the Dogs, and Iceman. And then you can throw in Maid of Honor and Habiti. Drake has 7 albums. The reason why I'm saying he has 7 albums is because the Take Care, the Take Cares, the Thank Me Later, If You're Reading This Is Too Late, Nothing Was the Same, Scorpion, More Life. Which one am I feel like I'm missing one more. But those projects that I just listed that is separate from the ones that I first listened, these albums, UMG has the masters to those albums. So that's not even yours. That's your name. Those are your projects. You can perform these songs, but they're not even yours. All right? If you were to tour, you would have to pull a Justin Bieber move that he did on the Rolling Loud stage, where you did some karaoke-ish to still provide the performance for those people. Because if you were to perform the song as it is, that's not your money right there. That's a UMG's pocket. That's what they got. That's crazy. Shout out Lil Wayne, but you messed up because $100 million for those projects is wild. That is wild.
Any of that McDonald's shit. And at the end of the day, who are we to dictate how or when an artist creates? I will say this: once that art does get put out for public consumption, it's not only open to the praise, but also the criticism.
Just dropped maybe 3 or 4, and if one of those would have been a masterpiece, another one of those would have been a classic. I think he starts to put himself in the conversation that's only the Drake.
Come on, fam. How could you actually take this GOAT conversation seriously when he got dog walked by the person you say shouldn't be in the GOAT conversation?
It's only the Wayne, it's only the Kanye. But I think he starts to fall short when you get past those.
So he named people because Lil Wayne has. I was a huge Lil Wayne fan, but the guy definitely has some duds in his repertoire.
Those 3 albums, and even when you talk about To Pimp a Butterfly, like I don't like people
Classic.
don't really love that album. Like,
man, that's probably like the best album sonically.
You sitting here on the internet with your big own opinion. Like this is why a lot of people are not gonna listen to you, because your own opinion of how you feel does not equate to the underlying fact. You just heard that you're not gotten enough music from Kendrick, but you're not understanding the quality of music. You're great if you're great as Drake has quantity. These are 2 different strategies that these artists are utilizing to deliver to their fan base, to deliver to the consumer, right? So I'm looking at both sides. I'm like, yeah, you're going to get more music on one side, but in terms of staying power, there's not a lot of songs. But I'm looking at the other side with Kendrick, and I see more staying power on that side because of the quality in those songs. So at this point, you're going to choose your side. Do you want to stick to the side with greed, or do you want to stick to the side that actually has some proper nutrition for your ears?
This person obviously doesn't know music. And that's also one of those albums that also has a lot of West Coast influences. Something that a lot of Drake stans claim that Kendrick Lamar didn't do, that he didn't rap for the West Coast, and he didn't rap like the West Coast. Kendrick Lamar is unapologetically West Coast.
Oh, listen back at that shit. You're really living on the life of 2 albums, essentially. Good Kid, Mad City.
That's
and
crazy.
And then you have 3 other projects that are cool, but nothing to be like, I'm overly enthused about.
You could probably only argue that 2 to 3 of those Drake projects you can even argue would be a classic for him, because a lot of the other stuff are just like these long playlists. So this whole argument definitely implodes on itself.
Those other 3, and when we talk about artists like that, it's plenty of artists. I think Jeezy has 2 really great albums, and then 3 other albums that are good. I think obviously J. Cole is like that. Big Sean is like that.
Yo, fam, Big Sean has some dope records. Obviously, J. Cole is who he is, but you cannot put these people in the same category as a Kendrick Lamar. I'm sorry.
Meek Mill is like that. Rick Ross is like that. I can say 2 Chainz is like that. Like it's
2
a lot
Chainz
of
is very underrated.
out there where I could even say Nipsey. He has 2 really good like a masterpiece, a really good project, and then 2 or 3 other like really good projects as well. So it's like that's a lot of artists in that echelon of like put it closer to like a B plus level nigga as far as like how many masterpieces he has. Like he has that one album, which a lot of niggas have that one album. His potential was always S tier, A plus. Like no one should have been able to touch his catalog. But when you really go back and look,
I want you guys in the comments to analyze this. All right, take these 6 Kendrick Lamar albums, right? And then take the 6 best Drake albums. And which projects do you guys think wins in a versus? Definitely. I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts on that.
That conversation is a lot more competitive than people would like to even imagine. And
this guy compared Meek Mill with Kendrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge it here because I ain't. If you think I'm gonna sit here and listen to this BS, you got me effed up. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I'm sitting here and I'm trying to understand your point, but your point is clouded in quantity. You think this many albums makes you a GOAT. That's not how that works. All right? Think about it like this. Michael Jordan has how many rings? Just think about it. Michael Jordan has how many rings? All right? Just think about that. He has this many rings. If you look at any other athlete that has more championships, that has more trophies, that has more plaques than Michael Jordan, then you lost the plot. Because, yeah, Michael Jordan's old. You know, he's not going to pick up the ball no more and compete with y'all because he don't need to. Because look at what was built with his name. Not saying he built it specifically, but the example is used to show that sometimes you don't really need that much quantity to provide quality for people. Now, of course, when we're talking about Nike, their issues with their what's it called? What do I call it? Materials. Their material issue is leading to the fall of their stock. When you get to that conversation, it's a little confusing. It's a little messy because at that point, that goes back into another point that I had in another video that I dropped where I'm talking about how businesses, how brands are pretty much separated from the consumer because they'd prefer to listen to numbers than listen to the consumer. But that's a conversation for a whole other day. My point is, bro, it's the quality that makes you stay here. You can have all the quantity in the world. It's going to put you in the same room. But if you got like 3-4 albums or 4-5 albums, even 6, that puts you up here, I'm sorry. Y'all are working harder and making it more difficult for yourself. Meanwhile, the other dude is cruising because he's working smarter. If you work smarter and not harder, you can get further than anybody else on this list. That's a fact. That's all it comes down to. Take your time and make your projects, and then look what you can get from the rewards of your hard work. It's plain and simple like that. But a lot of people out there can't comprehend that because they think the more you have is the better you are. That doesn't make sense. Like, what kind of time are we on? Like, what? Like, this is stupid. There you go. 6 albums, 1 Pulitzer. It's over. The Pulitzer alone is just, bruh, what are we talking about? He got an award you could never get. You are the writer that everybody talks about, but you don't have a Pulitzer award. That's crazy to me. Kendrick got the award that proves he's the best writer ever. Where's yours? Why haven't you submitted to get your own if you're really that guy? Just asking questions. All right? Don't hurt me in the comments. I'm just asking questions. That's all it is. You know? But hey, if that's what you want to lie on, yo, make your bed. You know what I'm saying? Make your bed, go to sleep. Don't let me stop you. If you want to get your rest, yo, well, not in my room, but you get it. Hey, shout out Yo EQ for this video for sure. Good talking points. Still trying to figure it out. I feel like maybe I'm overanalyzing, but at the end of the day, it's still facts, bro. It's nothing but facts that I'm saying. It's not like I'm making things up. We learn as we go, and then we apply where applicable. Plain and simple. Right? So, Is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video. What time is it, bro? What time is it? 4:40. Okay. It is 4:40. Cool. I think I got time for one more video. We got to tap in with the Academics Defense Force. Yeah, I be killing myself with these nicknames sometimes. Real quick though, how's everyone feeling? I'm just curious, how's everyone feeling? You know, everyone feeling good? I know it's Monday. A lot of people don't like Monday, but hey, what can I say? It's just one of them ones, you know? But what's it called? Hope everyone's doing good. Y'all got something to drink? Y'all saw me? I got 2 cups. I got 2 cups in my hand. If you know the song, you know. All right? But hope y'all are doing good. If you're at work, shout out to everybody working. If you're at home chilling, shout out to everybody that came from work relaxing. If it's your day off, or let me take that back. Let me rephrase that. If you're lucky enough to have a day off on Monday, well, shout out to you too, goddammit. Like, you work hard enough to get your day off. Am I right? Okay. Yeah, let's tap in with the Academics Defense Force. Because your actions are predictable. Because right now you're playing victim. Who would have thought he's playing victim? You got to cut water? Damn, bro. That's crazy. Don't drink it too fast, all right? Don't be like me. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like me when I drank 4 at once. And that was a good day. Yo, I haven't had a cut water since then. I might have to get another cut water still. But, yeah. Take your time with it. Drink slow, you know? Akademiks pleads to Charlemagne to end beef with Akademiks TV / Grand Wizard. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Please, stop it. He didn't do nothing to you. Charlemagne's just like, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. And while he's trying to get to the bottom of this, yo, Akademiks TV is just getting slaughtered. If that's really him, that big, strong, buff dude walking around like the friggin' the King Bomb in Super Mario 64, well, goddamn. Okay. Hey, let's not waste no more time, all right? Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Let's go ahead and check out and see what's going on with this. Hey, real quick, don't forget to hit the hype button, bro. Please and thank you. It'll be greatly appreciated. Let's go.
YouTube. Chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks. I find, you know what? I like Chick Smooth. Chick Smooth is somebody I really enjoy listening to on YouTube because Chick just got an intellectual curiosity about things.
Oh boy, here we go, you guys. Looks like we're finally getting some closure and also finally getting to the end of this Akademiks TV versus Charlemagne beef. Now, let me say that one more time. This beef is between Grand Wizard, aka Akademiks TV versus Charlemagne. Now, obviously, if you want to look bigger picture, you got Rock Nation potentially versus Akademiks himself. But right now, we're focused on this back and forth between Akademiks TV, aka Grand Wizard, aka George Wen versus Charlemagne. Now, if you guys saw the last video, you guys saw Charlemagne pretty much double down on going at George Wen, aka Grand Wizard Akademiks TV. Charlemagne revealed text messages, audio, some pictures, and also some names about people within Akademiks TV. Charlemagne basically said, if you're going to declare war on me to try to get me canceled from Netflix, all right, well, fuck it. I'm going to double down on you as well. So last night on his stream, Akademiks addressed the situation once again. And sometimes you gotta know when you're outmatched and outgunned. As a general and a captain, you always gotta know when to retreat. You gotta know when to pull your soldiers out of war. For the first time probably ever, we see Akademiks kind of call out Akademiks TV, aka Grand Wizard, for moving sloppy. after Charlemagne exposed Grand Wizard for panicking and sending messages to somebody affiliated with him, basically pleading and saying, yo, please do not dox me. Do not post my picture on your podcast episodes. Akademiks called it out and said that was not the best move. Here's what he said.
Also, this is interesting because Charlemagne starts reading a text message or some type of communication. And this is the interesting part about it. This message was either sent to Charlemagne or whatever by one or two people. And this is where it gets a little messy. So apparently Gran, while speaking to either Andrew Schultz or speaking to HipHopmedia, he literally asked them, hey, listen, keep in mind, I know you guys want to, like, you're now fascinated with Gran. I get it. But he's saying, hey, listen, I've been living as a regular citizen. Could y'all not just like blast info about me that, and
man, you working hard to try to find the right sentences to say in this moment, my boy. You running full defense. You got your whole chat talking about defense. Like, bro, like, hey, bro, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. But I never seen it like this before. They might really be onto something. God damn.
And in my opinion, and I talked to him, he's not talking about invaded or whatever. He's not even talking about invaded about some federal shit. First of all, he doesn't even live in the United States. It's AI. He's talking about, bro, you're putting me out there that people could try to run up when you're blasting pictures of me walking outside of my house. Do you get what I'm saying?
You just said he was AI. You just said he was AI, but now you're talking about they blasting pictures of him potentially outside his house. But you just said he was AI. You see what I'm talking about with people lying in your face? I don't tolerate this no more. I'm tired of people lying in my face. That's crazy to me, bro. What the hell? Like, run it back.
You live in the United States. It's AI.
You said that and then proceed to say this.
He's talking about, bro, you're putting me out there that people could try to run up when you're blasting pictures of me walking outside of my house.
So what are you talking about? I don't like liars, bro. I don't like people lying in my face, bro.
Do you get what I'm saying? Now, clearly, and I'm gonna be honest, I think this is a grand misstep. Gran is cool with Schultz. Gran is cool with HipHopmedia. One of their messages, basically, one of his messages to them, they basically just give to Charla, and Charla is doing what he's doing, which, I think that's very silly of Gran, because I'm like, did you think that you were going to talk to Schultz or talk to HipHopmedia and they wouldn't tell Charlemagne? Okay. So I thought that was a little silly.
Now, Akademiks also once again admits that he was the one that gave Grand Wizard the green light to basically go in on Charlemagne over at Akademiks TV page. According to Akademiks, he felt like because Charlemagne knew or had information about people showing up at his house in Australia, all bets were basically off and Grand Wizard can do whatever he wants to you and your image. Here's what he said.
Bro, it hurts my heart when I look up and I see Akademiks TV says anything about Charlemagne, especially mentioning cases, something like that. I don't like it. I really dislike it. I know some people are like,
"You're a liar," and I don't believe you. You are a liar, and I don't believe you. You're using moments like that to create virality for yourself. That's all it is. And now you want peace. You want peace, and then all of a sudden you want to do something to make you go viral again. Using a big name. Oh, words are hard. Using a big name to push your name. Because you have so many people that's going to believe you They're gonna look at this big name and be like, "Oh, maybe he is a weirdo." Okay, all right.
Well, you could just control it. Okay, well, I'm in the difficult spot where the people who work with me are saying, well, this guy basically is harassing us, or he knows who's harassing us. I can't, like, it's not I can't. I basically said, listen, whatever y'all got to do, y'all got to do. Y'all can take the gloves off. I'm not going to stop y'all from posting anything about Charlemagne.
Crazy.
Normally, there's no Charlemagne slander allowed on my page.
It be your own people. It be your own people.
My friends don't get slandered on my page, period. And sometimes, you know, I've talked to them at length when I'm like, yo, you know what, you know, that's my homie. Like, they've posted something about Cardi B one time. I'm like, yo, that's my gang. Stop playing. Okay? And for them, it was just a good post. Like, it wasn't even nothing malicious. It was just like, I was like, no, that's Cardi. And I'm a little biased with Cardi. I got to keep it being. And, yeah, you know, when people have mentioned certain shit about Charlemagne, I'd be like, nah, let's not cover this part of it. Why? Like, I'll tell you the truth, nigga, because Charlemagne's my nigga. After I seen that it got there, bro, I'm being honest with you, all this media, everybody getting millions of dollars, all this media shit, I can't tell niggas how to act when y'all have info or y'all are like bragging or laughing about people showing up to their house. I don't play showing up to house games. I never played it. I hate Rory and Millie Mall for life over that. So when you tell me that, I can't tell him to post about 59 million accusations about you. I gotta back up respectfully. You know why? Because that nigga gonna look at me the same way I will look at him and be like, bro, you know, he gonna look at me and be like, nigga, that's the reason why you'll always crash out on Rory and Millie Mall. There's niggas in front of my house taking pictures, sending it to Charlemagne, and you acting like. So, of course I said it publicly. Nigga, whatever y'all got with Charlemagne, nigga, like, yo, you still Akademiks TV. I rock with it. You know, these are my niggas. So I'm gonna let you know where it is. Like, shit, if it's, you know, I'd rather not get there, but it's my niggas.
Now, to me, personally, I feel like this is where the misstep happened. Grand Wizard is not a media personality or public figure. So you giving him the green light to basically go in on Charlemagne, now turn this into a 1v1 with Charlemagne and Grand, which means you can't be faceless and hide behind the name brand Akademiks TV. If you guys know Charlemagne,
That makes. Yes, he did say that, but this is how you know, Akademiks doesn't know what he's doing. You don't know what you're doing. You're going to tell Grand Wizard that has access to Akademiks TV to do what you got to do. But Akademiks, guess what? It might be Grand Wizard all the way in Australia talking that crazy talk, but he's using your name. You're going to give dude the green light to do what he want to do and talk crazy to Charlemagne? I don't know what he said, but judging by his history and his past, it could be some racist shit. I don't know what he said. But my assumption is that he was saying some wild ish. Bruh. You're using Akademiks' name, so at the end of the day, it's going to come back on Akademiks. So you gave dude the green light to use your name to go say some crazy shit, while still your name is just literally plastered right there. Oh boy, you are slow, gang.
faceless and hide behind the name brand Akademiks TV. If you guys know Charlemagne, he's not a stranger to beefs or online wars. Grand Wizard probably thought if he posted a couple posts about Charlemagne.
Real quick, there are two people in media you are never supposed to mess with. These are two names you're never supposed to mess with, whether if it's on their platforms or if it's online. Those two names are Charlemagne the God and Joe Budden. These are D1 level trolls. They've been doing this. You're new here. You little boy around here. You're new food. All right? Charlemagne been doing this since how old? Joe Budden been doing this since how old? You do not want to mess with them, period.
Old cases, Charlemagne would get scared and back off and stop talking about him.
Facts.
However, now that Grant sees that those posts are not working, but Charlemagne is also doubling down and attacking him, we now see Grand Wizard start to pull back and realize that shit is real. Grand Wizard is so used to doing this to other people that Akademiks or Drake beefs with, people like Kendrick, SZA, Lil Baby, Rick Ross, that I think he forgot media personalities are a little bit different from rappers. They're going to respond back to you, and they will try to find out exactly who you are.
I just don't understand why he would be out here saying he doesn't want his picture out because he doesn't want to be doxxed. You say the wildest shit about people. The difference between me and you is I don't give a fuck what you say about me. But you care about what I say about you, George. Why don't you want to be connected with crypto?
Now, finally, Akademiks makes a plea once again to Charlemagne, asking him to end his beef with Grand Wizard.
Charlemagne, this is my plea. Your beef with Grand Wizard chat nigga has to end. And I have to be Minister Louis Farrakhan in this situation.
Never use that name ever. You are never supposed to use that name ever. How dare you? You of all people to use that name? The name of names? Are you serious? I've never seen you in a suit a day in my life. But you want to bring up that name? Boy, you better stop it.
This is the third podcast, and I love Brilliant Idiots. You know I do. It's the third podcast in a row you've talked about inadvertently or directly Grand Wizard chat nigga. Grand Wizard will get on a call with you. I feel like you guys have some common ground to get to. Here's the reality, and this is what I honestly think. The bigger fish to fry is Rock Nation, not Charlemagne. Now, I definitely believe maybe you're kind of seen as like a mouthpiece for them, but fuck that. I don't want Grand Wizard or any of the chat niggas to be posting anything negative about you. We love you. You're a legend. Let's get you on a call and figure out why this went left.
What
Because
do you mean? What is there to figure out when y'all the aggressors? You're really living your truth with that OVO chain on, bro. I'm telling you, bro. How you gonna throw rocks and hide your hands? Now all of a sudden Charlemagne want to beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Like, why you hurt now? Like, are you serious? Why are you hurt now, bruh? You're making yourselves look lame as hell.
all of the agendas for Akademiks TV or otherwise, none of it says just hate Charlemagne. Akademiks TV loves Iceman. Akademiks TV basically is counteracting a lot of Rock Nation propaganda. Akademiks TV is looking for the truth in all these situations.
You can't, bro, you can't say Akademiks TV is doing this, Akademiks TV is doing that, Akademiks TV is over here down the street, Akademiks TV is up the street by the bus stop. You can't say that because all I'm hearing in this moment is you speaking in third person. It's your name on the... Oh, Father God.
When it comes to hip hop media, beefing with Charlemagne, I don't believe gets to that goal. But Charlemagne, I just want to facilitate this piece meme. So Grand, I don't even need to ask Grand. I'm gonna get Grand on a phone call. Okay, I will be there. You could have someone who could be with you, but it'll be me, you, Grand, whoever of your liking. And I think the conversation needs to happen. Here's the reality of it. It's been like 3 or 4 episodes that you guys have now mentioned Grand in a row. Whatever he's doing, he's going to think it's effective because Brilliant Idiots is turning into Let's Respond to Grand Show. I don't have a beef with you. I am concerned, though, for my people. And I am concerned just overall. Like, you know, I don't like hearing people around me being harassed.
Yo, J-Tom, he took the words right out of my mouth, gang. Pause. But I thought Grand Wizard was AI.
So I'm extending the olive branch. I heard that, I had said it to Charlamagne on the phone. I said, yo, I should get you on the phone, but I didn't really hear a response. Now I'm hearing that Alex Media feels the same way and that we should get Grand Wizard and Charlamagne on a call that we could try to fix this. By the way, let's also be honest. When Charlamagne was talking to me and I told him how evil Rock Nation was, he said, Ak, I'm going to call up to Rock Nation and ask about you. So, Charlotte, please, if you could reciprocate and be willing to entertain at least a conversation with one of these guys. I got to get Charlamagne and Grand Wizard and be like, Grand, Charlamagne is a guy who's been a mentor of mine. Cool.
Now
like,
no. Now he's a mentor. Now he's a mentor. All this talking, and now he's a mentor. Yeah, okay.
Except the fact that he's never liked Drake. Please just stop talking. Like, don't post nothing about him because he has a very prosperous career. I modeled a lot of things that I was doing after him. Please, no more Charlamagne posts that could be, inflicting any type of, people looking at weird stuff. And then I would just look to Charlamagne and say, Charlamagne, I know you say you're not behind it, but bro, could you be completely separated from anything that is encouraging going at this guy publicly in real life? No, you should not be encouraging people to dox him or take pictures of him or be outside.
But look at your whole career. This is just what's happening throughout your whole career coming back to you. Notice how you're on the other side of the fence now. You used to talk crazy too. And now you're trying to separate yourself between accounts, thinking it's going to work, even though this is all under the same house. It don't matter if it's Grand Wizard Chat Ninja. It don't matter if it's Akademiks TV. It don't matter if it's Akademiks himself. That's all you. This is your conglomerate. You can't separate it as if these are their own separate entities. Grand Wizard has your face as the profile picture. And then you got Akademiks TV. Nigga, come on, bruh. What are you talking about? Bro, you can't throw rocks and hide your hand, and then when somebody wants to beat your ass and hide the Bible when God's watching, you can't come back as a victim because you're getting what you deserve. That's crazy to me.
Out of his house, he's not focused on you. It was only like Iceman is out, my nigga. Like it was only pretty much, you guys don't like Drake. Oh, you guys are haters. That's it. How is it getting to politics? How is it getting to this other stuff? Maybe that's hopefully the conversation I want to have.
Now, props to Akademiks for wanting to squash this beef between Charlamagne and Grand, but you also got to make some internal changes. Now, that doesn't mean to fire Grand or anything like that. But if you're truly concerned about your people being harassed, you gotta have a call with Grand and tell him to stop harassing people and posting propaganda on people that you or Drake don't like. That's how this whole thing started. It's one thing if you like Drake and you support Drake, you can post Drake 1,000 times on Act TV page. But when you go out of your way to lie, to make clickbait posts about his ops, you gotta know some people are going to retaliate. These are posts from Akademiks TV just yesterday. Because Rick Ross and Drake are into it right now, we got a post from ActTV saying fans have noticed Rick Ross' private jet has not flown in 4 weeks. Rick Ross claims his jet has been grounded for Starlink installations after it was revealed he was caught.
Do you know how much it costs to put in Starlink into a jet? That's half a rack. That's $500,000 right there. Are you Bro, I just love when you can see the stupidity on people. This is the last time I'm going to talk about jets. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to talk about planes. All right, we're going to do it one more time because we've been done this how many times in the past, like what, last year alone. One more time. A lot of people need to realize to buy a jet, to buy a plane, it don't cost a lot. It don't. But for maintenance, for engine checking, for fuel alone, okay, fuel alone is gonna run your money dry, okay? To fuel your plane, specifically for Aubrey's plane, because we already figured it out, it can run you up to 5-6 figures. And that's per trip, mind you. Keep in mind of the conversion rates when fueling a plane. Think about where you need to put the plane, because you can't put it with the regular fleet of planes that be shipping customers all over the world. That's private. You need your own hangar. That means you need to pay rent or buy something that you can keep your damn plane in. That don't cost, that costs a lot. That's not cheap. Maintenance on the engine, that costs. That's a lot of money to check the engine and make sure everything is good. Constant maintenance, because you don't want to fall out the sky. What are we talking about? Yo, fans don't know nothing. Bro, and here's the thing. I never researched planes a day in my life, but I know about logistics, though. I know how this shit go. It's the same way how you want to maintain your car. It's the same way how you want to maintain your plane, just 10 times more, because you don't want to fall out the sky. That's the last time I'm talking about planes, bro.
Offline economy. Nico Leonard, watch expert, calls Rick Ross out for wearing fake watches. So these are just examples of propaganda posts that comes from Akademiks TV, which he claims he gets orders from Akademiks and Drake. So if you're somebody behind a faceless account that does not want their pictures out there, you don't want people outside of your house.
Drake has a fake death row chain. Come on, bro. Y'all... You know what? Let's just keep going.
I was taking pictures of you. My question is, why don't you stop going out of your way to harass other people? It's all fun and games until Rick Ross says enough is enough and he starts making life uncomfortable for Grand Wizard, aka Akademiks TV. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Akademiks' plea to Charlemagne to get on a call with Grand Wizard and squash their beef? Do you guys see this happening? We know Charlemagne is petty, and he's a guy that holds grudges for a very long time. So let's see what happens. You guys get in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
You gotta be careful what you say online, bruh. I'm telling you. When I speak every day, I'm making sure I'm being very careful. All right? A lot of people need to understand this. You will never see me move like Akademiks ever. I don't do that. I don't intend on doing that, because I want to make sure when we sit here and we talking, we're actually talking with proper facts and information that we can use in other conversations or debates. Plain and simple. When we have a panel and we get me, J Tom, King Hammer, we get Lightwalker, NK, and anybody else together on that panel, you think we're speaking BS? No, every single one of us is speaking facts. That's why we're doing this right here. So please understand, anybody out there that's saying that we're speaking complete garbage, you don't get it. You don't understand. You either take the time to learn, or, bro, you can just go that way, bro. Like, I ain't got no time for you. Like, if you're along for the ride, sit down, get your drink, get your snack, and come along for this journey. But if you want to be in the back seat fussing and crying all the time, we're going to leave you on the side of the road. Because you don't want to stop. Intentionally trying to disrupt what we got here. Nah, that's not happening. Telling you. Either way, it's an important video. That's all I can say. My final thoughts is, I don't think this is over. I really don't think this is over at all. So who knows what's going to happen next at this point? Are they going to have that sit down? Does Charlemagne want to talk with Grand Wizard? Does Charlemagne want to talk with somebody named Grand Wizard? I don't know. We'll see. Story developing, I guess. All right. I got to get out of here. I got to edit that first video, and I got to boogie down to work. All right? Got to edit the video. Got to make a thumbnail. Put down the upload, and get to work on time. So we got some things we got to do. We got some things we got to do, but I want to make sure that I pull up. We've been here for about an hour and 30 minutes. A healthy time frame for sure. But at this point, I got to head out, bro. At this point, I got to go. So shout out to the Flex Mob. Shout out to the Shadow Mob. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, like always. Shout out to the Twitch Mob. Shout out to YouTube Mob. Anybody and everybody in between, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat for real, bruh. All right? Y'all take care. Have a good day. Have a good night wherever you are in this world. All right? Take care of yourselves. And just don't forget to be outstanding, bruh. Like, damn. All right, y'all. Peace.